Hello, everyone, and welcome to 30 Days Strong. And I'm Shaman Durek, and this is day 28 of 30 Days Strong. And I am so very, 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 very happy that all of you are just absolutely wonderful and divine and shifted and lifted and really understanding yourself, right? Because everything that I share with you, darlings, is about you understanding and seeing you and knowing you and believing in the power and the mastery of your divineness, right? So everything in life is a reflection for you to see aspects of reality, the ones that are held in love and beauty and grace and kindness and giving and sensitivity and pleasure and ecstasy and bliss and all of those things are reflections of you. And the ones that are held in other energies are distortions where love is not yet present. Now, remember, love is not yet present. That means what? That means that you are the love that is enough, that is waiting for, right? That emptiness, that darkness, that solitude, that disconnection, that disillusionment is waiting for you and me and all of us, brothers and sisters of the tribe, to show up and to bring in that light, right? So that's the reason why we got called here to this planet, is because that energy was asking to be brought back into correction. So it's really interesting, but even the beings in the underworld don't even fully realize that their whole world is collapsing. And so it's asking for us to step in with love, right? But we cannot step into darkness with judgment and fear, and we cannot step into darkness with any of those energies because that does not allow the light to move. The light can only move through acceptance, acknowledgement, compassion, grace, right? Understanding, gentleness, right? You can be a forceful being of light, but love has to be the energy that moves and propels that force, right? Because if you use anger and fear to push that force, then you are actually serving the darkness, right? So then you're going into the dark side and you're stepping into that space. And that's not where you need to be, nor any of us need to be. So it's always remembering that even if you get upset and you get angry and you think you're actually making a difference by doing that, it's one thing to be passionate and to be in love and to really love people so much that you're so passionate that you use the anger for passion and for purpose, but not to direct the anger for change. You're not going to get anything if you direct anger for change. And I really want you to understand that, because you're going to be coming up upon some very interesting conclusions and information that's going to be given to you by the world systems that are going to be saying things. And there's going to be a part of your being that's going to know that they're full of malarkey. And you're going to get this very soon. And what you're going to have to understand is in that process, not to get angry, because anger only exacerbates the energies to continue, right? So what we need to do is draw acceptance in love, and then bring in the wisdom and the grace, which is so important. So first of all, I just want you to know, do you know that God loves you? That the source loves you, that creation loves you? I mean, do you really know? Because a lot of times people will think, I don't really think God loves me. Or maybe they were told by some kind of spiritual religious group that God only loves you when you do X, Y, and Z, or the source, however you want to interpret it. I use God because I know it jars people, and I want people to get jarred because I'm a feather ruffler. So that way you get comfortable with redefining God, not in the way that humans have defined God as this tyrantic man who sits in the clouds and doles out punishment to those who don't obey and gives blessing to those who do. That's not God. That is fantasy and fairy tale created by a society that was unable to see that their creator could not ever be like them or ever think like them, because then there would be nothing to excel to and nothing to ascend to. So the consciousness of God in itself can nowhere be close to anything you could ever even fathom. You may have an idea of the expansion of love, but even that love is eternal. So imagine what you think is the greatest love, then take that to 100. And then when you think that's the greatest love, take that to 1,000. And when you think that's the greatest love, take that to 1,000,000. And you're still not going to get close to the immense love and creation that is and always shall be. So when we try to define God in human understanding, such as through emotions, it's the most blasphemous, disrespectful, completely disconnected from reality, and just completely living in fairy tales. You might as well say the big bad wolf is going to blow on my house and I better start finding ways to build my house stronger, because you're living in fairy tale. Okay? Because if you think that a creator would destroy its own self or to hurt what it creates because it doesn't do what it does, that's dictatorship. That's not creation. And if you understand quantum physics and you understand energy dynamics, you know that nothing can expand when there is that level of dissension or that level of resistance or that level of judgment or that level of anger and jealousy and frustration that a lot of people like to say God's personality resides in. There can't be expansion. That's just common sense. And you can look at it scientifically. You cannot expand energy when there's resistance, because the resistance actually pushes the frequency into contraction, and therefore it's not possible. So that means we would cease to exist. So the idea, if creation even stepped into an idea of jealousy or anger or any of these types of things that human beings have formulated through nonsense, we would cease to exist, because the contraction with the polarities would implode, and there would be no reason for life. Life would cease to exist. And so we have to understand that life exists because of this continuous expansion, right? And that expansion is what we have the ability to operate on this planet through our words, our thinking, and the way we interact with each other. And that's why it's so important for us, right, to really not buy into that nonsense anymore. So I really encourage you to make a vision board of what God is to you, and bring the magic and the colors and the dance and the excitement, because everyone's creating a vision board of what they want their life to be, but they don't understand that however you see God, that's how you see blessing. So if you see God as this being that punishes you when you do things that are wrong, instead of realizing that this is the planet of refinement, you have to make mistakes so you can learn and understand how human beings have suffered. So if you don't make those mistakes, which are not mistakes, are really just lessons of understanding human nature and choices and why we make those choices and what those outcomes can be and how we can shift them and change them based on our knowledge and our wisdom, then you're going to create, no matter how many workshops you take and no matter how many times you read a book, until you redefine God for yourself and understand that God is love. If you are not in harmony with God, meaning that, right? If you're not in harmony with God and you're stuck in duality of good versus bad and don't understand that this is not about finding polarity, this is about merging polarity into synergy, which is truly what it means to dissolve the matrix, literally, you're going to experience a very difficult life. And I don't want you to experience a difficult life, because as you observe God, you observe life. As you see God, you see yourself. So we really need to define what that is. So create, an art project with your kids about, what is God to you? Is God love? Is God dance? Is God music? Is God color? Is it play? Is it expansion? Is it unconditional? Is it graceful? Is it silly? Is it goofy? Is it a child laughing with you? Is it magic? What is it, right? Because the way that we've been formulated with God consciousness on planet Earth is to be afraid of our own creator. And if we're afraid of our own creator, we're afraid of ourselves, and we're afraid of progress, and we're afraid of evolution, and we're afraid of expansion. So we're going to keep doing things and making choices as a collective society to contract, to resist, to be stubborn, to be beholden, and to constantly create resistance right? And so we need to redefine those principles for ourselves. If other people want to believe that God punishes them and they enjoy that when they make certain mistakes subconsciously that they don't even realize they're making, and all of a sudden things don't work out for them, that's because they have a belief system in place, and God has to follow that belief system, and the ego has to follow that belief system. And every aspect, if you've been taking the remembrance courses that I give in the woke shops, you will learn about how these energies are affecting life and how they affect your life and your children's life. And so it's important for us to define everything through love and play and joy. But you get to decide that. I can tell you, hey, define these things through love, play, and joy. And some people are like, I have. But having something that really shows you, right? Creating that for yourself literally allows you to step into a new relationship with yourself and with the way you observe creation, the way you connect with spirit, and the way you connect with everything. And it's really, really important. So if you don't know that God loves you, that's because there's some aspect of you basing God's love on the things that have happened to you in this lifetime. And those things do not identify God's love for you. They identify the way in which you think and the way you observe life and what you believe about life and what your parents believed about life. And that's the reason why you were affected by certain things. So a lot of times people say to me, well, if there's a God, how come there's pain? If there's a God, why do people suffer? If there's a God, why is this? Because what we have to understand about creation is creation cannot interfere only through the act of merging your will with its will. Its will is for us to have happiness, joy. It gave us water, it gave us nature, it gave us light, it gave us wind, it gave us all of these beautiful beings and elements and spirits and so forth. And we have to decide how do we operate within those places? How do we share within those places, right? And so if we are going to blame God, right? Because I always tell people, and I always talk to my friend Danny Katz, we used to always make jokes like 20 years ago. I used to be like, God's got a bad rap. That's what I used to always say. And she goes, what? I go, God's got a bad rap. God's got a bad rap. And she's like, what does that mean? I say, God's got a bad rap. Everyone's talking really bad about God and making God to be this tyrant and making God to be this horrible thing and blaming God for all the destruction that's befallen them. But they don't understand that all God does is create whatever you believe and whatever you think and whatever you say. So God's got a bad rap because human beings don't understand how God operates. They think God operates like a human being. It thinks independently of another person. God operates in creation. That's it. It creates. So if you think life is ugly, God will make ugly for you. If you think life is difficult, God will make difficult for you. If you believe you should be punished, God will punish you. If you think you should be loved and nurtured, God will love and nurture you. If you believe you really should be healed, then you will be healed. If you believe that you can't be healed until you do certain things, then that will be the case. It goes across the whole entire enchilada, my darling. It is all around the enchilada, the tostada. It is upside down on all of every level, okay? No matter what you say and no matter what you think, God is creating from you. And that's what it means to, in shamanism, why we talk about really having clarity and wisdom and really being able to understand, how we are utilizing our creative faculties, the way we think, the way we talk, the way we interact with people, what we think about creation, and what we think about another person, what we think about ourselves. These things are so important. So really just take a moment to think about that for a moment. Oh my God, it's so good. Talk about good. Lotus flower. Oh, amazing. Okay, so literally doing everyone does vision boards. Do a board that so you can project into it what God is. What is the source? What is it? What is it? Is it the force like Star Wars? I mean, what is it for you? Right? And really understand, what am I drinking? I am drinking this natural ubu energy. It's yuzu and lotus flower. Really yummy. Okay, so again, so we must understand that. It's really important. And when I say must, it is a must, because it doesn't matter how many things that you do and how many ways that you choose to learn and so forth. If you are doing all of these things, but your belief of God is that you will be punished, and you'll just keep seeing punishment showing up until you redefine the inner core source of your being, which is where all power comes from within you, which means you're defining you and your possibility. So as you define God with love, then you define yourself with love. And when you define God as playful, then you define yourself as playful, because the core of your being is God. And so therefore, whatever you see God is what you are on the core of your being. And it's really important because there's a sickness on our planet. And I'm going to explain this sickness to you. When a human being believes that their own creator can destroy them, hurt them, or get rid of them because they've made mistakes or choices that are contrary to what people say God can accept, or that they're going to be sent to hell or burned in the fire, or that Lucifer was cast out of heaven, and all these things, that these very, very human behavioral ways that humans cut people off and throw them away and toss them aside and treat them like yesterday's news when that's their brother and sister. That idea, that consciousness is a sick poison. And what happens to that sick poison, what human beings haven't yet discovered, and they will, is that sick poison goes into your deep subconscious mind, like Wim Hof talks about, the deep subconscious, right? Which is what he does all the breathing and everything and helping people to get to, right? And so my brother Wim said to me one day, he was at my house, he was like, if we can only access the deep subconscious all the time, we can make this world a better place, because we'll actually realize the real sickness. And that's in shamanism too. The rooted awareness is what we call it, rooted awareness. And rooted awareness means that root of energy is inside of your subconscious mind, creating what we call a resistance frequency that moves through your synapses, fires off in your electrodes, runs through your body, and projects out of your aura into the world. Which means what? It means that if you have a distorted idea that God could hurt you, destroy you, get rid of you, or punish you, or is upset with you, then you will create destruction and not even know you're doing it, but you'll be doing it unconsciously. You'll be sabotaging yourself, blocking yourself with your powers. You'll be creating internal and external destruction, and you won't even realize that you're doing it, and that you're affirming it in your life by the foods you eat and by the people you connect with and so forth, because you have a subconscious rooted poison in there that basically says that if God can destroy me, then I should destroy me. And that's why human beings think it's okay for them to go kill another person in the name of God, or to go destroy a whole civilization with bombs and guns and war and all of these things without thinking they're actually destroying their own brothers and sisters, which they will find out when they die, because it gets all shown to you, and then you decide where you go. Do you go to a place where you process that? Do you go to heaven, go home, or do you go to the underworld because you don't want to take responsibility for any of it? You don't want to show up to love with it. So the thing is, the choice is yours. But again, I'm giving you this understanding so that you can really define and understand, if that rooted sickness is there, what is being sabotaged and what is being created. Because there are, a lot of times people will talk about karma, and in shamanism, we don't have karma. We understand energy, and we understand that energy is not about polarity. It's about understanding the frequency and what that frequency is utilized for. So we understand that there are certain frequencies in the world that look negative to some people, but to shamans, they're actually really good frequencies, because they're riling up people to get them, to look at the things that are taking place in their life and the things that they're doing, right? So a lot of times when people talk about Lucifer, they'll say, oh, Lucifer was cast out of heaven, and he's this angel, and he's the devil, and whatever. But see, and there's a different story of Lucifer. Lucifer's name means the giver of light, an angel who chose to leave heaven and come to earth because he saw that his brothers and sisters were not taking responsibility for the things that they were really thinking and doing. So what Lucifer did is hold a mirror up to you and go, is this what you really want? Is this who you really are? Oh, yes, you want to drink? You want to do this? Yeah, is that what you want? So this is really who you are, huh? This is what you've chosen to do? This is who you are? This is what you've chosen to do with your energy? People love to blame everything on something that is not them. Instead of saying, I'm the one who let those voices come in my head that made me pull that gun. I'm the one who let those voices come in my head and believe that I'm ugly or stupid or fat or dumb, or that I'll never have a great relationship. I'm the one who let those voices come in and tell me and give me permission to act out against humanity by yelling at people and calling them names, because I wanted to do that anyway. And the voice just gave me permission because that's what I really wanted to do. And it just gave me the prompting to do it. That's all darkness does. It just whispers in your head. And you're the one who has to make the decision to say yes or no. That's a very simple thing. Yes or no. It's not this calculus or trigonometry. You're not have to figure out astrophysics. This isn't something that's like so difficult for you to know. It's a yes or no thing. It's either yes, I'm going to respond to what you're saying and believe that I'm ugly, stupid, and fat, and I'll never be nothing, or no, I'm not. So the thing is, I like to really understand human development and sociology, anthropology, and why human beings make the choices that they do, and what governs those choices, what governed those choices for me, what made me fall into pitfalls, and what made me get into drugs or alcohol or any of these things that were not contrary to my being of light and energy and so forth, but was necessary at the time that I saw it or experienced it. What are these things that are pulling us, right? And the aspect of yes or no, like why does a woman choose to keep dating dysfunctional men who are egotistically set on the idea that they're better and greater than the woman, and so therefore they're always going to play this hierarchy game of power struggle. That why is that, right? Well, we know the answer why. If we look at it from knowing that if we are there to play a game with ourselves through other people, wouldn't it be suffice to say that that woman is playing that game because she has not been able to acknowledge, love, and accept her power exactly as she is? And so therefore she calls a man into her life to degrade her, to lower her, to make her feel that she's not lovable, because that's exactly what she's doing to herself. So she's asking for that to be shown to her. So all Lucifer is doing is going, this is how you treat yourself, and this is why this person is here. Now, the moment you start actually seeing yourself as a queen with your crown on and knowing that you're powerful and queens don't argue, and the moment the man starts acknowledging that no one's trying to attack him, no one's trying to get him, and that these triggers that make him upset and act out are his own insecurities that he doesn't want to surrender to the light, this is why you're going through what you're going through, right? So when we understand that God is not against us, the universe is not against us, nature is not against us, we become against us because we have that root, right? That root that's sitting there making us believe that we'll never be worthy enough for God's love. We'll never be worthy enough for any love. We'll never be worthy enough in general. And that we're going to one day end up, losing everything or dying or whatever. Well, death is a part of the cycle of this planet, but you're not really dying. This is a biological spacesuit. That's when you go into outer space and you're like, yeah, okay, open up cargo bay doors. What are you doing right now? I'm getting suited up. I'm going to go out and take a look at the ship. Okay? That's all you're doing. You're suiting up, came to Earth. You're suit up in a biological spacesuit. The difference between a spacesuit that we see in outer space is it's made of like different types of materials and stuff so that you don't get frozen when you go into space. It has oxygen, it has all these different things. Well, this is a biological spacesuit. That means that the elemental spirits of Earth gave us the codes and the frequencies in order to bring the organic matter with light source energy and merge the two by creating a system that allows light source energy to interact with it. That means unseen energy that is so powerful that it generates this body, which we call life. Now, however you want to interpret it, science won't quite understand it, because in order to interpret it and understand it, you need to understand energy. You need to understand how energy operates and how it moves and how it connects. Like when a baby's in a mom's stomach, until the nervous system, until the part of the brain that generates electricity and all the parts of the body is able to hold a high frequency of energy, the spirit will not come from heaven and enter into that baby's body, because the spacesuit isn't equipped enough to be able to handle that spirit. So again, death and life is literally a passage from one dimension to the next. So we're not living our lives because we're afraid of death. We have to be understanding of this. When we are afraid of something, We are afraid of ourselves. We're afraid of our power. We're afraid of what we really are. The consciousness of evolution can only expand when we expand. The evolution itself of the planet will keep expanding because that has its own consciousness. But our job is to merge with that consciousness and begin to adapt and understand the frequencies that are necessary to harmonize so that we can live in what we call homeostasis and global awareness of how to maintain the structure of awareness and evolution at the same time, which is basically true adaptation, right? That's when we're not taking more than we need. That's when we're living in harmony with nature and the animals and the earth and the way the earth moves and the way it moves around the sun and so forth and so on. When we are operating out of that context, we are literally becoming an aggressive entity, an aggressive source of energy to the planet. And that's why we have coronavirus. And that's why there's more things to come. If we just think, oh, the ban's being lifted, we can go back to polluting the earth and acting like cockroaches and just destroying and just, you know, just poo-pooing all over our beautiful natural landscape and this beautiful planet that we have. Then the things that come after, this is like a baby tap. The things that come after are going to be a little bit more intense. And it's going to be more to the point where you really realize you have no control. You either fall in line with spirit, you fall in line with Gaia, or get ready to experience huge portions of the earth shaking itself, getting rid of that which is causing that aggressive energy too much. So that's why everything that I am sharing with you in our 30 Days Strong is not just a bunch of things I'm sharing with you. I am preparing you for your remembrance back into yourself as a fifth dimensional being of light, conscious love, and energy, where you come from heaven and have taken this embodiment to remember what was the reason you chose to come to this planet in the first place, and why it is so important for you to love and nurture yourself, because you are important to everything that is going on, or you would not be here. Point blank, plain and simple, okay? So, again, you are the greatest thing that has happened to life. Celebrate that every day. And I'm going to give you an understanding that when you are dealing with negative energies, when someone says something to you, when a spirit speaks to you from the underworld or any of these energies, what I would like for you to do is use this spiritual soap, okay? Now I'm gonna give you a spiritual soap to cleanse yourself with. Every time a family member says something, a friend says something that is not in the likeness of your being, of unconditional love, grace, beauty, joy, opulence, passion, pleasure, ecstasy, geniusness, and creative expansion. Anytime someone says something that's contrary to any of those things, you're going to use this spiritual soap, okay? And here's the spiritual soap. You're going to use these words, and the words are very simple. This is how you wash yourself. That's not me. And that's it. And that's it. Boom. See? Look at that. Boom. Someone says you're an idiot. That's not me. Someone says, oh, you're not this and you're not this. That's not me. Da-da-da-da. That's not me. That's not me. That's not me. Someone says something in your head, oh, you're a loser. You're that. That's not me. Because the understanding is that's not me. Wash, wash, wash. That's not me. That's not me. I know you might be talking about somebody. You might be talking about someone who exists somewhere. I don't know. I didn't go through the whole entire human landscape to find out what person you're actually talking about, but that's not me. So whatever that is, you know, that's what you choose to say or whatever, but that's not me. So at the end of the day, someone says something, you hear a voice say, oh, you're fat, that's not me. Someone says, oh, you're not capable, that's not me. That's not me, that's not me, that's not me. And when you get very used to using this soap, you use this soap every day. That's not me. That's not me. Who are you talking about? That's not me. What? They said what about? What? They said what? That's not me. What are you talking about? They said, who said what? Oh, that's not me. Oh, you know, what are you doing? You're like listening to the shaman and you have all these powers and stuff like that. You're like, you're crazy. No, that's not me. That's not me. You know, that's not me. That's not me, baby. It's not me. That is not me. Okay. That is not me. All right. That's not me. I don't know who you're talking about. That is not me. All right. That is your spiritual soap. That is not me. Because all energy is requiring for you to do is respond, react, and identify. If you don't respond, react, and identify, energy can't affect you. If you respond and act or react and identify, well, then I guess you think that's you, because that's not me. You see? So responding, reacting, and identifying constitutes energetic acceptance. That literally you're saying to whatever is being said to you that you accept that as you. You get to define yourself every single day as the creation, as the understanding of who you are at the essence of your being. That means what? That means if someone says something to you that is not in the likeness of your being, you go, I'm sorry, that's not me. That's it. Well, that's you. That's not me. I don't know who you're talking about. You know, that's not me. And that's it. And so that is your spiritual soap, babies. And I'm going to tell you something. You use that spiritual soap every single day. You use that spiritual soap when the spirits in the darkness try to get in your head and tell you things. Oh, you're not this, and there's not going to be enough money. And that's not me. That's not me. The more you use that, the darkness will not mess with you. You'll have less people showing up in your life saying things to you. People will not be able to touch you. You will become untouchable, because human beings can only touch you when you respond, react, and identify as the truth of your being. Do not respond, act, and identify. Use the spiritual soap and just say, that's not me. That's it. It's done, it's done, it's done. That's not me. I know who he's talking about. What? What'd you say? I shouldn't go to Egypt. I shouldn't do that. That's not me. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm crazy. That's not me. I don't know what you're talking about. It's like, that's it. Either I got amnesia, some kind of amnesia, or I just keep myself clean with that spiritual soap. That's not me. Now, I don't know why you keep talking about somebody that I don't even know who you're talking about. Who are you talking about? That's not me. Let's move on. That's not me. And if someone tries to bring up your past, you say this: I am a present, future orientated person. If you want to know what I'm doing now, ask me. The past has been archived, baby. Okay? The past has been archived. Do you understand what that means? That means it's been archived for my usage. When I want to go in there and look at the lessons and things that I learned from things that I did in the past. I'm a present, future person. Ask me what I'm doing. Don't ask me about my past. Because people like to go in your past and be like, oh, what you did in the past. They think they can figure you out now. They can't figure you out now by looking at your past. Because the past of who you were then is not who you are now. And tomorrow when you wake up, you're going to be someone different. So then that's the past. So that's archived. You understand? So if you want to know something about me, ask me what the present, future person, what am I doing now with my energy? That's who I am. If you want to go in the past, it's archived, baby. It's archived. And if someone says, oh, but in the past, that's not me. That's not me. I don't know who you're talking about. See, in shamanism, we have these things called rites of passages. Deaths upon thyself. Deaths upon thyself. They happen spiritually, they happen emotionally, they happen mentally, and they happen physically. Physical death, where you die, you go to the other side, you have this intense, you come back. Some people get it through DMT, other people get it from ayahuasca, other people get it from iboga. I don't care how you get it, okay? If you need a physical death to recognize that's not you, then go for it. But the thing is, you don't have to have a physical death, because you can have a spiritual death. And a spiritual death means you recognize the truth that that's not you. You see, because who you were in the past is not you. So when people try to take the past and pull it forward and try to pin it on you, like they're pinning a button on you, or pinning a brooch on you, or trying to put some kind of thing on you, that's not you. I don't even know what they're talking about. That's not you, baby. What? Did you know in the past? And da-da-da-da. I go, what? What are you talking about? Who are you talking about? You honey, let me say something. From the time that I was born on this earth, I have died many times in spirit. I have died many times to be reborn. That is the gift of being an eternal being. I can die unto myself every single day. I can go right now and done. A new death, a new rebirth, a new information, a new wisdom, a new technology. Okay, you aren't going to ever be the same. So remember the spiritual soap. That's not me. I don't know who you're talking about. So how many relationships did you have in the past? What are you talking about? That's been archived. I mean, why do you need to go into my archive? You think you're going to learn about me from things you know about me in the past? You want to know about me? Look at what I'm doing now. Ask me that. And if someone asks you a question, be like, next. But I didn't get my answer. Next, because you're not going to get your answer because it's been archived. So if you feel like the only way you can get to know me is by trying to balance, by trying to understand my past, you're never going to know me, because that person you're going to try to look at back then is not me. It's not me. So it doesn't make sense. It's not me. So don't you understand the physics? Don't you understand the psychology of it? Don't you understand the wisdom that is being spoken to you right now? You're trying to analyze me from the past, but that's not me. So if you want to get to know me now, here, right now. If you're trying to understand me from the past, you never will understand me. That's why when people get in relationships and they're like, if I share my past and they share their past with me, I'm going to, get to know them and da-da-da-da-da. No, you're not. Because that doesn't constitute who they are now. So that's not them. So want to get to know them. What are they doing now? What are they doing now? Where are they putting their energy now? How are they responding now? That's right. That's not you, baby. That's not you. So use that spiritual soap. So as we understand that wisdom is not knowledge, okay? Wisdom is not knowledge. And I don't care if you are a scholastically matrix trained individual who went to college and is paying down that tuition, and you think you got a lot of knowledge that makes you wise. That is not what wisdom is. But I say wisdom is a wise man can tell a fool's tale. A wise man can tell a fool's tale, because a wise man isn't wise just because he has knowledge. Or a woman isn't wise because she has knowledge. You can have a storage house of knowledge, okay? But that doesn't mean that you are wise, okay? You can still be foolish and have so much knowledge, but that doesn't mean you are wise. A wise person, okay? A wisdom is a passage to another dimension of thought. Let me explain that to you again so you can understand, to remember this, okay? Because remember, I'm not here to teach you, babies. I'm here to assist you in your remembrance, because you are powerful, all right? Wisdom is a passageway into another dimension of thought. That means that you have the ability to take knowledge and use it as a key that opens up a new passageway where you get to go into another way of thought, another dimension, another passageway into the unknown. Now that is wise. They say a wise person is one who sees many roads, not just one. I always find a little chuckle inside of me when someone says to me, I'm so wise. I'm so wise. I'm so wise, but they only see one road. How are you wise when you only see one road? That means you have not taken the knowledge and used those knowledges as keys to open up doorways to many roads. Wisdom is a passageway. It is not the I am so wise. Okay? The things that I learn, I look at the things I learn as keys. I look at them and go, wonder what kind of key this knowledge opens up. I wonder what this knowledge opens up. I wonder what this knowledge, this is some knowledge, because there's some knowledges that are keys that you don't want to open those doors. Take yourself to a haunted house. Take a key and you don't even know what the key, and you open the door, all of a sudden this monster grabs you, gets you. That's why you need to know what the knowledge is, what key you have, what kind of door is it going to open. You're not going to just go, oh, there's a key. Here, I got some knowledge. There's some knowledge in the world that is some scary knowledge that opens up some scary, scary doors. And if I would say to you, do not tread into those doors. Do not go into those doors. I don't care. Do not go into those doors until you are well equipped. You understand? In the shamanism, we look at all the keys and we go into those doors because we are equipped with acknowledgement of these abilities that I'm sharing with you for your remembrance. But don't you go into no doors and you don't have your bag of all your magic and your potions and all your things, because you don't know what's inside that door. So make sure the knowledge that you bring in is a key that opens up a door to a dimension that you are going to enjoy going into, or leave the key alone until you get well equipped
spiritually. You understand? Very important. Because I see some people be like, oh my God, I'm reading this book, Necronomicon. I'm reading this book from Aleister Crowley, and he says if you do this at this time and this thing and this thing, oh, I'm reading this ancient book of magic and da-da-da-da-da. Oh, I'm reading some of these things from Kabbalah and da-da-da. If you don't know what that knowledge is and how that key opens the door, stay away from that door, baby. Stay away from that door. You don't need that door. You ain't ready for that door. Get up off that door. Leave that door alone. Go find a door where you need to go in another dimension to open yourself up and expand yourself, but get away from the doors where you don't understand what's behind that door, what you're about to walk yourself into. So many times I see people coming to me. One time I was living with these people when I was really young, and I was sleeping at night, and I felt this weird energy come into the room. And all of a sudden I called my mom. I said, Mom, they're doing magic, but they don't know what they're doing. She goes, what? She goes, you need to investigate. So when they went to work, I went into their room and I was looking around. I didn't see anything because, that's me. I'm a snooper, okay? And I'm snooping because if I feel you doing magic, I want to know what kind of things you're opening up. So I went in the room, didn't find anything. Then I saw this loft. I go, oh, what's up there? And I climbed up the loft and I peeked up and I saw all these books on Necronomicon and ancient books of this and ancient books of that. And then I saw like heroin needles. I said, what? When I met these people coming in looking like all lovey-dovey and everything, and they're sitting up doing heroin and reciting words out of books and they don't even know what what doors they're opening. And so I said, oh no, now I know why I'm in this house. I gotta make some corrections here. So I just waited until they came home. I said, last night I was sleeping, I felt this really, really dark presence enter this house. Do you know anything about that? They're like, no, I don't know what you're talking about. This house is clean. This house, we sage it. We do all these things. I said, didn't I tell you when I moved in that I'm a shaman? You think you're going to pull the wool over my eyes? I live in the spiritual world and the physical world at the same time, babies. Okay? Now, are you going to come clean and tell me that you are opening up doors to places you don't know where doors open up? No. Oh, okay. Well, let me tell you what you brought in the house, okay? So you brought a Leviathan spirit in this house. Now, have you noticed all of a sudden since you did that, it's a kind of a heavy energy, like you feel like you're going to fall asleep in this house and you're getting these weird sensations in the back of your back? Okay, that's called a Leviathan. Now, see, if you were understanding the spirit world, you would know all the different types of spirits that can come in and go out and so forth and so on. And you don't. And guess what? Leviathan spirits feed off of people who desire power incorrectly. And that's what you're doing, isn't it? I mean, because I went in your room and I found heroin needles, which means you're doing heroin and reciting words and opening up doors while being high. Do you know how many spirits in the darkness love that nonsense? They're like, these fools are doing, they're not even embodiment. They're putting things in their system that take them out of embodiment and allow themselves to put heroin in their body and recite crazy things and don't know what doors they're opening. And I had to check them. I had to let them know that you are messing with fire. See, people think they have the right to open any kind of door. Not all knowledge is meant to be opening doors. So know the knowledge that you have is a key and know what door it opens and what you need to have with you to go in that door. That's basic shamanism one-on-one. 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 That's right. So, again, wisdom is a passageway to another dimension. Write that down. Write that down. Get your remembrance on that. Write that down. What happened? What happened was I stood and helped them as best as I could, but I had to get rid of the Leviathan spirit immediately because I can't stay in no house with no Leviathan spirit. And I gave them an ultimatum. Stop doing your heroin and stop reading from these books. You don't know the understandings of magic, so back off. Okay? And they didn't want to. So I had to move to London. I had to be like, hey, peace out. And what I found out from friends was that everything went bad for them. The house flooded the day I walked out. Everything went bad. Their relationship went bad. All these horrible things happened to them for years upon years. And one day the guy saw my sister and said, tell your brother I'm sorry I didn't listen to him. My sister said, that's okay. You got the lesson you needed to learn. And my brother loves you regardless. because I will always love them. But don't play with fire if you don't know how to do it properly. Now, did you know that you have a wise elder inside of you? Because that's what we are remembering today. You have a wise elder inside of you. So you have your spirit guides, you have your ancestors, right? Your ancestors are there to give you powers, to open up things for you, to make things move for you. When you have a relationship with them, that is, your spirit guides are there to give you instruction on different areas of your life. Then you have your animal spirit, which are your allies, the elemental spirits, which are your allies for your magic and your powers and your ability to move energies and manifest and make things happen and heal things and so forth and so on. And then you have what is called an elder spirit. An elder spirit. That's right. And that elder spirit, not your higher self, okay? Can we get out of the new age things of higher self? We don't have hierarchy in the spirit world. Why are you calling it higher self? Like it's higher than you. It's with you, it's here, it's now, okay? An elder spirit is an elder that comes from one of the tribes of the earth, or at some point of it basically it represents like great wisdom. So the elder spirit lives inside of you and waits for you to make the elder call so you have access to this great wisdom inside of you, okay? Now, a lot of people don't know about the elder spirit, but if you've studied shamanism, you understand that shamans are governed to helping people awaken their elder spirit, okay? But to get to your elder spirit, you have to merge and wake up the door. There's a doorway inside of you where your elder spirit waits to see for you to come. You ever heard of the thing that the master waits on the mountain for you, where there's an elder spirit coming from a tribe of the earth that has been sent to be with you as an elder spirit to give you those abilities to bring knowledge into wisdom and to give you wisdom, direct wisdom, okay? So the way you get to your elder spirit is very simple. You have to do this exercise. Now, when I say you have to, it's your choice, okay? I'm just here presenting things for you. If you want to embrace those things, that's your choice. How you want to do it, or you just want to listen in, that's fine, okay? But I'm here to prepare you for what is coming, okay? I'm not here to hold sacred knowledges and wisdom shamanically from you so that you are not well equipped for what is coming. I wrote the book Spirit Hacking to let you know what is coming. That's what the blackout is about in spirit hacking, is this time now. But this isn't the only time of the blackout. The blackout goes for 12 years. So there's more things coming. So get in groove with you so you can remember that you are the master, you are the shaman, you are this being of great power and light. Okay. Woohoo! All right. Now, what you're going to do to access the elder spirit is very simple. You're going to set a time for yourself to say, I'm going to connect and wake up the elder spirit. Make sure you remove all your clothes, okay? No clothes, okay? Lay on a bed, palms are face up. Before you go into it, draw the energy. Remember I told you what the infinity symbol is? It's a shamanic key that accesses the spirit world. All right? When you do that, say, I am opening the doorway to the elder spirit. Clean out any energies that have been limiting me or holding me back from this connection. Then you lay there, set a timer for 20 minutes and keep your eyes open and you breathe. And all the elders will come and start cleaning you out. Now, some people will get cramping in their stomach. Other people will feel like they're burning on fire. Whatever has to happen to you, just let it happen. When it's done, you say, elder spirits, merge with me. And then you wait for the sensation. Now, once you get that sensation, the elder spirit is awakened. So when you need the elder spirit, when you come up upon something in your life, say, elder spirit, wise spirit within, what is your wisdom on this situation? Download it into my being. Tell me it however you want to, let me feel it. However, you have the ABK, show it to me. Let me experience it through my feelings or tell me it. What is your wisdom on this situation? What is your wisdom on that situation? Okay? Keep doing that. The elder spirit will guide your ability to take knowledge and bring wisdom and open up new doorways. Remember, wisdom is a passageway to a new dimension. The elder spirit will lead you down passageways to new dimensions. And let me tell you, in shamanism, we say journeying is the greatest gift. To journey is to be free. So remember, when the elder spirit is woken, the elder spirit is here to help you to journey. Okay? To journey. Yes, to journey. So again, we are in this time at a great place in our evolution to open ourselves back to who we are and what our power is and why we came to Earth. No more codependency. No more hierarchy, no higher self on all this nonsense. It's with you, it's here now, and it's waiting on you. If you need to go back and look at this again, it will be up on Apple TV and Roku at KNEKT.TV under 30 days strong. You can also get it on YouTube. Everything I share with you is for the purpose of you recognizing how powerful you are and how amazing you are. And it's only there for remembrance. I am not your guru. I am not your saint. I am not your holier than thou up on a pedestal, putting me up there. I am here with you together in this, okay? I am with you together in this. And I love you so much that I refuse for you to see anything different from what we can do together as colleagues. I know how powerful you are. And I know that you are so powerful that you can make great change on this planet just by you walking into the room, just by you stepping into a place where you are able to recognize yourself in every person around you, and that we come together in our sister and brotherhood for the purpose of amplifying love and uniting the kingdoms, not just on this earth, but on other planetary scales. Starts with you, it starts with me, it starts with all of us. So remember, the past has been archived. It's what you're doing now. I love you so much. And also, remember, if you like what you hear, you can go to Ancient Wisdom Today podcast, get some more information, check out the meditations on there. There's a free meditation waiting for you at shamandurek.com under the Shaman School. We have an amazing new program of love, right? A new wokeness of love that we are starting, and I want to share it with you right now. We are starting what is called the Healing Temple. It's 2 times a week, Monday and Friday. It's a $10 drop-in for half an hour where you get healing done on your body through your computer, and I will be doing healing sessions for half an hour on anyone who wants to drop into the temple for healing. And it's $10 Monday and Friday. So you get, it's $20 a week if you want to do both days, but it's a drop-in healing for half an hour. And let me tell you, it's going to be lit. And for those of you, I know a lot of people are like, oh, Mount, your sessions are really expensive. So we're doing what is called group sessions. You can invite, it could be a girlfriend's night, a friend's night, a bachelor party, whatever. But basically, we get 4 or 5 people together. And what we're going to do is do healings and group sessions based on certain topics. So if everyone has relationships, you get into the relationship healing. Of course, you're going to sign all the contracts and stuff for, honoring each other's, space and integrity and information, right? So there's that. But the most important thing is the price is going to be lowered so that people can get that. And again, if you're a person who doesn't have money and doesn't have the resources, contact for the pro bono list to get on my pro bono list so you get free sessions and love and care from me, because it's not about the money, it's about the love, and it's about the grace, and it's about the beauty, and it's about seeing you lifted and shifted. So there's many ways for you to operate. And all I ask you to do is just be honest about everything that you're doing. So if you do go on pro bono, please go on pro bono because you really don't have the funds or you're at a point where you're going through a lot. Because that list is important. And the people who are ill, they get moved up to the top, just to let you know how the list operates. I love you so much. I know how powerful and amazing you are. We've got amazing giveaways that we're still going to be doing on IG, money giveaways that are going to be giving to people so they can pay their bills or buy groceries or whatever during this coronavirus. It makes me happy to be able to support you, to love you, to see you, to show up for you, and to acknowledge that you are something absolutely beautiful to this world. And I'm very grateful to be able to serve you with love every single day for 30 days strong. I will see you tomorrow. And please send and hashtag videos 30 days strong. Send us videos. We put a thing, if you guys have testimonials about how 30 days strong has affected you, please send it to info@shamandurek.com. So we're going to put together a reel so we can bring more tribal members in so they can see how it's impacted your life and how we can get more of our tribe, the people who need that information, so they can also make it through what's coming with the blackout. I love you. Mwah. Life is beautiful, and because of you, because you're in it.